I recently released a video entitled 10 Items to Buy Before a Great Depression, and several people in the comments section asked if I could discuss more affordable options. Many of us are on tight budgets, but there are items we can still pick up that can last us years and be very useful if we head into another Great Depression. While the items we cover will be at lower price points, I want to focus on high quality while trying to deliver as much bang for your buck as possible. For some of these items, I'll also mention a higher priced item if your budget permits for what I think will be higher quality options. And by the way, if you make it to the end of the video, I've got a bonus 11th item, so stick around until the end. If at any time during the video you want to check out any of the items that we'll be discussing, I'll post the links in the description section below, and I'll also pin a comment with all the links where you can pick up each of these items I discuss. So let's jump in. Number 1, sewing kit. In a prolonged economic depression, the clothes you own now may be your only option for several years, so you will have to maintain and repair them. If you're a skilled sewer, you could use the skill to barter for things you need to get by. I suggest that beyond a base sewing kit, you add several more types of threads with greater durability and utility. Number 2, leather gloves. Leather work gloves will be a lifesaver for many. Consider having multiple pairs of various sizes in your supplies. At under $10 a pair, you'll wish you had them the first day of hard work, farming, processing wood, foraging for food, or any other activity you will have to do that your hands aren't used to. Make sure they're good quality, make sure they fit well, but not too tight. Hands will swell with repeated heavy use. If you can afford to pay to get a really solid pair for yourself, you'll be glad you did. Remember, in a great economic depression, the easy, non-labor intensive job you did in the past may not be a possibility for you. Make sure you are able to handle the more intense work with a good pair of leather gloves. Number 3, precious metals. Silver and copper minted bullion coins. I have other videos where I talk about gold and silver as a hedge against inflation or economic uncertainty. I realize many of us aren't exactly in a position to throw a couple of $1,000s into purchasing gold, which at the time of the recording of this video is at actual record highs. But silver coins can be purchased at $25 each. I won't go into great detail on this point, but I encourage you to watch the video from the cards above that sheds more light on the value of precious metals if an economy collapses. The short version is that if a nation's economy does collapse, typically the value of precious metals will increase as people will run to it for a way to transfer their now valueless currency into a commodity that will hold value. That aside though, pioneers used to put silver and copper coins in their milk and water because of the coin's antimicrobial qualities. Running a light electrical current through either bullion quality silver or copper and placing it in water will dramatically reduce microbes and can therefore be used as part of a larger water purification system. There's a lot of things you can do with precious metals in a collapsed economy, and I would recommend you do some research. I'll post a link in the description section below where I personally buy my precious metals. Number 4, readers and eyeglass repair kit. Eyeglasses, especially inexpensive readers and various magnifications, will be an essential item through any prolonged economic depression. Never throw out your old pair of glasses, as they could get you by for a while. Here though, I'm not talking about the expensive glasses you get from your optometrist. I'm talking about real inexpensive glasses made strictly to correct through magnification at arm's length or shorter field of vision. Even if you don't need them for yourself, I guarantee that many people will need them. Make sure you pick up eyeglass repair kits as well. For under $10, you can repair hundreds of glasses. What do you think someone in the throes of a deep economic depression would exchange for the ability to see? Having those as backup items would be a lifesaver for you and others, and they're small enough to easily be stored in your supplies. Number 5, traps, fishing equipment, and or a pellet gun. Will we come to a point in an economic depression where you'll need to trap, fish, or hunt for small game so you can eat? That's a pretty realistic assumption. If you're wrong in that assumption, you're only out a few dollars. Now, if you're right, you have meat on the table, vital protein throughout the economic downturn. Protein is very hard to come by when an economy collapses. Rabbits, squirrels, and other small game are plentiful. Another consideration would be to have a basic small game trap. The trap can work passively for you, in that you don't need to actively watch it as part of the hunting process. While you're attending to the other necessities of life, your trap is working for you. As for the pellet gun, ammo for regular firearms may be in short supply. A good pellet gun will allow you to hunt for small game silently and without the need for expensive ammunition. I would recommend a pellet rifle over a pistol as it will give you better accuracy. Number 6, wood processing equipment. Another affordable item you should have in your supplies, which is often overlooked, is a good long axe, hatchet, or wood saw. Processing wood for fires to provide light, heat, and safety is of vital importance in a prolonged economic downturn. If an axe is too big for you to use safely, consider a saw or even a good pair of loppers. This will allow you to still process wood for many purposes, whether for cooking or building a shelter if you're displaced from your home. Number 7. Campfire grate. Just as I mentioned obtaining cast iron cookware over standard pots and pans in my prior video, you have to understand that your traditional gas or electric means of cooking may not be available to you in a prolonged economic depression. Having processed wood available is why you need the long-handled axe, hatchet, or saw, but you also need a solid, heavy campfire cooking grate to cook over. A campfire grate allows you to utilize open flame fires to cook your food or boil water in pots when you need to. Designed for cooking over open fires and made of welded steel with foldable legs, a fire grate is a portable necessity. If you want to invest more in a product that will allow you to cook way more efficiently, you may want to consider a rocket stove. These are typically about 4 times more expensive than a grate, but they're significantly more efficient and produce less smoke if you want to avoid alerting others around you that you're cooking, which would be very valuable when others are hungry. Number 8. Water filter. Some type of water filtration is a must for most disaster situations, and a prolonged economic depression fits that category. The unreliability of municipal water sources or the bacteria and virus contaminated natural water sources will require you to be able to filter your water when boiling isn't an option. I've lived in third world nations like Afghanistan and Mexico for extended periods of time, and the lack of clean water is a major problem that leads to health issues within those countries. Contaminated water can transmit diseases such as cholera, dysentery, typhoid, and polio. Contaminated drinking water is estimated to cause almost 500,000 deaths each year due to diarrhea. What I like about the Mini Sawyer is that these filters have come a long way over the years. Now, for under $20, you can get a handheld filter that removes 99.999999% of all bacteria and protozoa from any water source. Add to that the fact that the filter is rated to an incredible 100,000 gallons and fits in the palm of your hand. And there really is no excuse to not have one in your supplies for any emergency. Number 9. Seeds. Seeds in your preparation supplies are critical items should we face an economic depression. As COVID-19 crisis hit the United States early in February, I started placing seed orders for my garden. All my usual suppliers were warning of delays and supply shortages. I guess people are beginning to wake up to the fact that their food supply might not be as reliable as they had previously assumed. Even if you're an active gardener growing a good crop and practicing seed collection, you should have vaulted seeds in your supplies. The seed collection I include in the links below will allow you to plant an acre of food, is vacuum sealed in an oxygen-free environment, and can last for almost a decade if kept sealed. Germination rates will drop off over time, but even half the seeds being viable almost after a decade could keep you in food for months or years. At the price of just under $25, that's money well spent for peace of mind. Number 10. Fixed blade knife. More give fixed blade knives with stainless steel blades are really a favorite of survivalists, preppers, and outdoorsmen around the world. These Swedish steel knives really are superior and well tested. At under $15, you really can't go wrong for a knife that may outlive you. Also, you might want to consider adding a ferro rod to allow you to start a fire. You may have some knives in your collection you prefer over this one, but at the low price point of this knife, you may want a few for trade or barter in a prolonged economic depression. It's easy to use, safe, all-around knife for the newbie or the professional. Now, if you want to spend a little more money, there are other options on the market. Some I've reviewed in the past that are much beefier and with proper maintenance will last a long time. Work or hiking boots. Foot protection that can last you through even the worst of times is essential for your survival. Again, don't skimp and go low-quality boots. Think of it as a pair of work or hiking boots you will need to last for several years. The odds are you'll be doing a lot of rigorous work to get by and possibly over unkept or wild terrain. A good pair of hiking boots will allow you to travel distances on foot if you're in that situation. While a good pair of work boots are also highly recommended, they're about half the price of hiking boots, but wouldn't be as comfortable for long distance hikes. So there are the 10 items and bonus items I think will be essential to you in a prolonged economic depression. In the links below, 3 of the 10 are under $10 and 5 of the 10 are under $20. So these are really items you can get prepared with on a thin budget. There's no telling if when we might crash down into another prolonged economic depression, when disaster might strike, or when our everyday reliance upon other systems will suddenly evaporate. Hopefully nothing will ever happen and we'll all live our days in peaceful tranquility, but we know that's not likely going to be the case. Knowing this, it is critical that you prepare now for what could come in the future. If you enjoy this video, please click on the like button, share on social media, and click on the subscription button below to get updates. As always, stay safe out there.